Good morning and welcome to the show, and thanks for waking up with us today. This morning in the studio, I have Wanda Hicks and Erin Hooray from Estate Treasures. Now, that's the name of your business in town.
Yes.
But you've also got another place called what? Coastal Cottage?
Coastal Cottage Emporium.
Coastal Cottage Emporium out on Panama City Beach.
Panama
Now,
Beach Parkway.
Panama City Beach Parkway, and it is a parkway nowadays, that's
it
for
is,
sure.
definitely.
Now, it's called Estate Treasures because you actually liquidate estates, don't you?
Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm.
And in that store, we also take consignment.
Okay.
And people are gearing up, changing their furniture, and
what do you do with the old
want to
stuff?
get rid of them.
Yeah. So
we're the place.
So if you're freshening up your home, you're getting new stuff, maybe you want to do something with the old stuff, you go drop it off. Now, Erin, you brought this beautiful chair here with you, which is just like eye-popping color.
It's pretty bright.
It is pretty bright. It's like, but actually it goes with the decor with Coastal Casual here. What is this color called?
This color is called Get in Gear.
Get in. Well, I'm in gear after looking at this. The name of the show was Waking Up With Don.
Yeah.
So, this thing woke me right up.
This is Get It in Gear. Yeah, it's a line of chalk paint that we carry. So we take old pieces that don't have any other choice but to be painted, and we give them an update.
Yeah, and it just looks so rustic and cool and beachy. Yeah. And this is a very popular color. I'm seeing a lot of this now. And it's also like a chalk paint, isn't it?
It is. It paints on any surface, including fabric, formica, glass. You name it, it'll paint on it.
So I got a couple of old bar stools that probably need some brightening up there on my back deck. This would probably be a good thing for that, wouldn't it?
It'd be perfect.
Yeah, and that color too. I need a little pop of color back there as well. Now, what do you do there, Erin? Now, you paint some of that furniture as well,
I do
right?
some, not as much as I used to, but I do still paint some. But I'm the manager there, so I take care of all the consignments and things that come into the shop.
And your role in the business is
I shop.
Is shop. You got what a perfect job for a lady.
I like to go to market and buy new things for the store. But between the two stores and the estate liquidations that we do, I'm just circulating.
Now, you've got an event that's coming up that you wanted to talk about.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, sure, please.
This is our second year doing Bay Coastal Living Fair, and it's sponsored by both of our stores. And we have vendors that set up with us.
And that is, if I'm reading this right, April 17th and April 18th at the Bay County Fairgrounds. And you're going to bring stuff like this out there for us to go take a look at.
Just like the piece you have here. And most of it is repurposed, reclaimed.
We will have some vintage items and home decor items, jewelry, things like that.
And there'll be other vendors there besides you guys.
Numerous other vendors, and we still have a little bit of space left.
Okay.
Not much.
So if somebody wants to get a booth or something, just contact you at
Erin.
Estate. Or Erin. Yeah, that's right. You're the shopper.
She's the shopper. I'm the doer. She's the shopper.
Contact Erin at Estate Treasures and find out more about that there too. So it sounds like the perfect place to go if you're furnishing, say, a condo or a beach house, or it's got that whole beachy feel to it. Now, I know you brought some stuff with you that we can take a look at, and I guess that is typical of the types of things that you have there at the store?
Yeah, we do new, antique, vintage, everything.
Oh, nice. Well, I'm looking forward to exploring all that stuff with you after the local weather, and we will be right back with Estate Treasures after your Waking Up with Don weather. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Wanda Hicks from Estate Treasures, and we're looking at some of the treasures that she's brought into the studio today, like my real body on this thing. No, what is this thing, Wanda? That was a joke. You can laugh anytime you like. Okay, thank you for the courtesy laugh.
Thank you.
Now, these are all estate items here, aren't they?
These are all vintage or reclaimed, repurposed things. Like, for instance, this one is a repurposed item. The stones were all taken from other things, but all of these are vintage pieces.
Beautiful.
This is actually a sterling silver piece with a gold wash, and of course the cameos were very popular and everybody loves the pearls.
I know, gorgeous stuff. Now you got a few other items here that we can find at the store. Now you've got this shiny bag here, which is very cool. What would you use that for?
Well, I would probably take this to the beach, but a lot of people use it for a handbag. The handbags are getting larger every day. At our beach store, we carry a lot of the coastal items. This actually is what the cameo is from.
Oh my.
It's carved from shell. This one, they didn't cut out and do anything with it. This is one of the shells that we carry, the beach pillows.
You got those accent
pillows.
Yes. These aren't necessarily estate items, but, you know.
No, but those are things we carry in the beach store. And the paint is very popular. It's a chalk paint by Amy Howard. We paint any type of chairs, wood, glass, plastic.
Just like that little chair that we were looking at earlier, it's that paint that'll cover just about anything.
And we even paint the cushions. It does a fantastic job on fabric.
Wow, that's amazing.
So you'll see a lot of that in our fair that's coming up in
and this is
April.
This is a nice little decanter. I'm not sure what you'd put in here, but it's kind of cool.
Well, it would be nice for lots of things.
Yeah.
It has a good stopper in it, so it.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder what it was originally
I'd
meant to
probably
be.
put colored water in it and sit it somewhere so that it just looks pretty. But I'm sure that there are lots of
I would too.
And the birds are so popular right now with pretty much everything.
Yeah, and I picked up one of these birds earlier, this little blue bird here, which weighs a ton. This thing is made out of steel or iron or something metal.
Yeah, it is.
And this looks like a vintage piece as well.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's just a cool little accent that I could see putting on your mantelpiece or on your paint can.
Yeah, that would work. That would work.
Or any way you like. And the same with this little guy here too. He's very heavy as well. So just really cool stuff. So you acquire these things by going to estate sales, or actually you hold estate sales.
We hold estate sales. We go into Holmes and price everything there when there's a need for us and liquidate the estate on site. But we have a lot of people that bring us consignment, which may be from their parents or if they're remodeling a home.
I mean, if you've inherited some things that maybe you can't use or don't fit in with your decor, then you can bring them on into you. And
we might repurpose it. We might
turn it into something it wasn't originally intended to be.
Repurpose and reclaim is a very popular
and
term now.
Yeah, and it's all beautiful stuff. And now, again, you're going to be at the Bay County Fairgrounds on April 7th.
17th and
18th.
Yeah,
sorry.
17th and 18th with lots of vendors showing some of the same kind of merchandise. Bay Coastal Living Fair.
Bay Coastal Living Fair. Wanda Hicks, thank you so much for coming on the show and showing us the beautiful stuff that you have out there at Estate Treasures. And we'll be right back.
Welcome back. And right now we have Paul Mosca and Arthur Cullen with us from the Boys and Girls Club. Thank you for joining us today.
Good morning. Thanks for having us. Good morning.
So we're going to talk about the prom that's coming up, the Second Chance Prom. And I just found out about this, and this is awesome. It's a chance if you had a terrible experience at your first prom, a great experience at your first prom, or didn't get to go, correct?
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit more about it.
Well, it's one of our biggest fundraisers. We've been doing a gala type event for the last 25 years, and it's kind of evolved from an event where we used to have a lot of our children involved, and it was called the Steak and Steak Dinner. And then over the years, it's evolved into more of an adult entertainment event, which it is now, and it's a Second Chance Prom. Arthur was a candidate and was our king last year.
Oh, wow.
Kind of abdicated the throne. He can kind of tell you about the king process. And
it's an exciting process. We choose a prom king, prom queen, and basically what's done is we choose prominent people in the community.
Okay.
They get out, they raise funds, they get things contributed, and it's a fun process because it puts just good people not against good people, because we're working for a great charity, the Boys and Girls Club.
You know,
and
competition.
For every dollar raised counts as a point.
Yeah.
And like for instance, last year, Mayor Greg Brudnicki and I kind of went against each other with several others for Prom King. And it became a fun experience, exciting. We raised a lot of money for the Boys and Girls Club. Then the mayor and I got together and put our money together and made Mr. Ellis Fohan, who owns Fohan Furniture here, who I believe contributed this furniture here. And at 100 years old, we made him prom king.
That is
and
awesome.
It was a fun process. We raised over $40,000 for the Boys and Girls Club. Besides the Christmas tree lot, which this community supports very heavily, this is one of our largest and most fun fundraisers.
It sounds like a great time. I never heard of something like this before, so it's great just to get up and go out and get dressed up and have a great time. And it's for all ages. Well, obviously more for the adult entertainment.
It's a
night.
fun night. Tables are sponsored, dancing, and it's a really good time just to get out and kind of let your hair down again and support a great cause.
That is awesome. That is a great cause. And when is that again?
Saturday, April the 4th.
Okay.
At the Boardwalk Beach Resorts. We'd like to thank our sponsors, People First Insurance, Arizona Chemical, Perry & Young. As a matter of fact, Larry Perry from Perry & Young is one of our King contestants this year. So it's a fun, exciting time, and we invite everybody to come out and have a great time.
Awesome. That's great. Now, what else does the Boys and Girls Club do in the community?
Well, we do an awful lot. We've been around here in Bay County for 50 years. Boys and Girls Clubs of America was started in 1906 in Boston, Massachusetts.
Yes, Boston.
And there are over 4 million kids in Boys and Girls Clubs nationally.
Wow.
We serve about 3,000 kids here every year, have a daily attendance between 450 and 600 kids a day at 4 different clubs that we run here in Bay County. One on the beach, 2 on 19th Street, and 1 down in the Millville area. And we provide educational tutoring, homework assistance, life skills training, sports opportunities, recreation, the whole myriad of activities to bring up children that will be great when they're adults.
Give them something to do, and sense of community in themselves.
Exactly.
Meet new people, and instead of getting in trouble or just staying at home playing
Every
video games.
afternoon, whenever they come in, they get homework assistance. A lot of their grades have gone from C's and D's to B's and A's. It's exciting. One of our greatest things is during the summertime, we do a summer feeding program, and so the kids who would normally get breakfast and lunch at school. We have invested, the board and the community and everything. We feed thousands of students during the summer who normally might not get food and everything.
Great.
So it's a great place to come and have fun and play, but it's also a great place for them to learn and be fed and have a good time at the Boys and Girls Club.
That's awesome.
We have a great reputation nationally, too, with our organization. For the past 60 years or so, they've had a National Youth of the Year program, and it starts out a local competition, then a state competition. Over the past 25 years, we've had, even though we only represent about 1% of the clubs in Florida, we've had 3 state winners.
Wow.
And we're one of about 50 clubs in America that has had a national winner.
Wow, that's amazing.
At that time, there were about 2.5 million kids in Boys and Girls Clubs, and our kid was number 1.
Wow,
so
that is
it just
great.
shows the type of children and the commitment of our staff that we have here in Bay County. Now with spring break here, you hear a lot of bad publicity about Panama City Beach and Panama City and Bay County, but this is a great place to live and to grow your family, and we're hoping that we can continue that in the generations to come.
Well, awesome. Thank you guys so much for
Thank you
joining
for having
us,
us.
and we'll
Thank
be
you.
back after these messages.
Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Pamela Elliott from Elliott Vocal Studios and Talent Agency. And you also do a lot of stuff for the community, too. Beside, creating and culturing young talent and bringing people along and teaching them, you've got some events coming up, don't you?
We do. Our next event that's coming up is Friday, April 10th, at the Elliott Vocal Studios. And we're going to do a concert for autism awareness.
Oh, how nice.
Yes, it's going to be our students, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
And April is Autism Awareness Month,
yes,
by the way.
Is. Yes, it is.
And I know your concert is to benefit Autism Speaks.
Yes, it is. Autism Speaks, and also the Growing Minds Center for Autism and Related Disabilities in Port St. Joe is where one of our teachers actually works, and she's there every day with her students in Port St. Joe.
You know, and we talk about autism on this show quite a bit because, as you know, I have a child who has autism. And, you know, we talk about Bay County, we talk about Panama City, but it's everywhere. We don't really talk about Port St. Joe. I mean, there's a need for those type of services.
It certainly is.
Everywhere now.
And you know, I have a granddaughter that is slightly autistic. So you know,
or on the
she's
spectrum, I think is what we say. Yeah.
High functioning autistic. But you know, I think autism touches all of us in some way, form, or fashion.
I think now
it's big.
I'd be hard pressed to find someone who doesn't know someone who has autism. Everybody knows someone.
That is so true.
Or has a family member.
Yes. Well, the thing is now we need auction items. We're going to have a silent auction. It's it's a suggested donation of $5 to come to the concert. We really would love to fill the place up and raise some good funds for this worthy cause, for sure.
And I can tell you, even if you don't care about autism, but if you like music,
that's
the place to go.
I mean, amazing music. Yes.
I know you have amazing musicians, amazing talent there.
Yes, some of our students are just crazy good. I mean, wow.
I know. We've had them on this show.
Yes.
They're fabulous.
Yes. And the next thing that we're going to have is the next day, which is Saturday the 11th, April 11th, where Elliott Talent Agency is having our Acting on Camera groups. Acting on Camera groups is open to the community. It is free. Kids from 5 to or even 4 to 12 is on. It's like from 10 to 12 on the 11th, and it's at Elliott Vocal
right
Studios.
Down 23rd Street in Panama City.
And our teens and adult part of that is from 12 to 2.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. So acting on camera, I mean, if you have a toddler or whomever that you think, you know, a young person or even an adult.
Yes.
You want to do commercial work or whatever.
This is free. It gets you familiar with what acting on camera is. We learn how to slate. We talk about auditions. This next one is working with props. It's going to be really interesting and a lot of fun. The other thing, too, is we want to talk a little bit, if I have enough time, to talk about the film incentive.
Well, we got about 30 seconds left.
That is coming to Florida, yes. And it's coming to Florida, and it has passed in the House unanimously and in the Senate a vast majority, and we're waiting on just a couple of more committees. So
with this legislation, we're actually going to get Florida as a destination for movie making now.
Yes.
Just like Hollywood,
so
for Hollywood.
It's so exciting. So we're hoping for that.
Well, Pamela Elliott from Elliott Vocal Studios and Talent Agency, always interesting to talk with you. And thanks so much for everything you do for the community.
Oh, thank you.
All right, and we'll see you next time, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Kristen Gramazio, and we're going to learn about Live 850 and what's going on this weekend.
So this weekend we have a few things going on. We have the Passion Play.
It is Good Friday after all.
Sure
it is Easter weekend.
Yes.
So you got to have the Passion Play.
So it's a free show. So please go to that. It's going to be a 200+ member orchestra with cast, live orchestra. Great things.
Where is this?
Marine Civic Center.
The Marina Civic Center. Okay.
So we want to bring a canned good as a donation. So that's all it's going to cost you is a canned good. So definitely check that out. It's going to be a great play. We also have Friday Fest at Harrison Ave. That's going on every Friday, so check that out live.
Good Friday Fest in this
yes,
case.
Good Friday Fest is food, music, cars, great things for the family. And then we also have on Saturday the Second Chance Prom, which is if you had a terrible time at your prom, great time, or just didn't go, the adults get to go. There's going to be casino games, dancing, dinner. Yeah. That will be a great fun time to do with the, leave the kids at home. The adults get to go and have some fun.
Prom.
Yes. And then also we have at the Harley Davidson, we have the Celebrate the Arts. So that will be to benefit the beach care services. And they'll have a live auction of local celebrities. Get a lunch date, auction them off. And there'll be music, food, and games there as well. So definitely check that out.
There's a lot of stuff going on at Harley. There's always something cooking over there.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. But I do want to tell, also we have Easter egg hunts.
Yes,
on
it is
Saturday.
Easter.
And there's going to be one in Panama City, also one at St. Andrews. Frank Brown Park is for the Panama City, and then at Oaks by Bay Park is for the St. Andrews
Oaks by the
Easter
Bay,
egg.
yeah.
Yes. So that will be fun. Also, I want people to mark their calendars for the 10th. It will be the Autism Awareness Auction.
Oh, yes. You know, FSU ECAP, you know, Early Childhood Autism Program out at Florida State University, Panama City campus, does a great job with kids with autism right here in Bay County and the surrounding area, and that's a great benefit there.
Great benefit. So definitely mark your calendars for that. And also the 11th is the Tyndall Air Show. So definitely mark your calendar for that. That'll be another great thing. It's free for the family. Go and check that out and enjoy some good times, good weather.
GulfCoastSalute.com, learn all about it.
Absolutely, or just go to the Live 850 app on your phone, download it free.
That's right. If you don't have it, you need to get it. Live 850 and find out what's going on around the town. And Kristen, thanks for that weekend and weekly update.
Absolutely.
And we'll see you next time.